Okay. Welcome to the WBE 31 face-off for Mamba versus Cezaro, which is one of three main events of the night. How are you two doing?
I'm not doing bad personally. Uh, been pretty chill this whole time.
Average. Average. Alright, good enough. Um, so I'm gonna get right to a question. A lot of people have debated throughout the past 7 months, probably. Um,
Shit.
at PBC 16, you guys were supposed to fight, and you got like hernia or something. I don't know. And
Yeah.
that match got canceled, and then uh, the you guys just never fought. And I don't know if you. I don't think I've ever seen you guys spar or anything. But who would have won at that time when you were in probably your best era, and he was getting there. He wasn't at his best yet. Like he probably is now.
I don't know because usually how it works is, especially with Rave, is like when once you get in once you get in the ring with them, like with not a lot of sparring experience with them, especially in a big event like that, as it is, it's not like a spar. It's you know how it is. Like you get in there,
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
punches feel a lot more different. The movements feel like more off than you would feel used to them in a ring when you're sparring, when you're not
Yeah.
worrying about if you're gonna get hit or not. So I feel like it would have been more close than people would have thought. A lot of people would think I'd just kill him, which would not have happened. It would have been down to the last straw, uh, like it happened with Rave. I barely beat Rave, and then sparred him like a couple days after, not even close. But that's how I would have either. Uh, it really wouldn't if like I don't know, because all right, next fucking question. Next goddamn question.
Okay. What about your input on that? What about you? How do you think that would have went? Because you were confident
Honestly, I
before
think
that match happened.
I agree with him. I think it's quite 50-50, but with how I was at the time, I think honestly I could beat him, not by landslide, but I think I could definitely beat him.
All right, that's fair. Um, so there's a bit of a disadvantage here in this fight now, because your last fight where you were probably, I guess, decent was maybe against me, but even then, like that was after a couple months, and then
My last
it was
fight, my last current fight was against Aslam, and that was a one hit fight.
Essen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you obviously aren't as skilled as you were when you fought like
No, definitely
Shaggy
not. No, I'm not.
at
Not as
PBC
skilled.
15, and he has gotten better since then. But the difference maker of this is the fact that the fight is 12 rounds, and there's full health regen after each round. So he has 12 chances to get back in his old form, to get back at you and hope maybe get a knockout or something on you. How do you guys see the fight going with the certain rules? Because I don't think you even knew this, the full health regen after every round for 12. So
Todd
how do you
told me
think
about
that's
that.
gonna go?
So when I was talking with Todd, he told me about that. But
Yeah.
I think if
So
I
how do you
honestly, if I
think?
think if the health went for like you constantly got the health regen to like fifth or sixth round, like it usually is, I think honestly it can go for a while. But if we're just to rush things up, I think it would probably end around third or fourth round when we're bit in the mode and we're both throwing punches. So I think this could go either to decision or knockout. It's very plausible.
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
go
Also
slowly the
about the
first. It's gonna go
yeah, but
slowly
about
the
the
first like couple of rounds, and then as we start to get a little more fatigued, then it's gonna be like, okay, I gotta end this shit. So we're gonna start swinging more up in the later rounds. It's gonna a lot more hits are gonna be taken, a lot more. Uh, you know, once it gets in the later rounds, then it's gonna get closer and closer to knockout, depending on how much health you get back. So I'd say
yeah.
maybe around 4 to 6 rounds, maybe 4 to 7 rounds, uh, minimum maximum. I'm saying.
Okay. Um, so since neither of you have spoke publicly in a while, You've both had long careers, obviously. You've been around. I don't know how long you've been around exactly, but I know
I
your
was
era.
starting. I remember I won a tournament back in this summer, of either the summer of 2020 or shit. Actually, I think I started getting into boxing a little bit before, maybe early-ish. I think it was mid to late 21, and then I fought throughout 2022, and then here I am in early 2023, retired. But this will probably be my last fight
Yeah.
because as most fight offers that I get are from WBE, from you, and or like something from Atomic would have, and I don't think me going to
Atomic.
Atomic League would be a good idea. So
Yeah.
You
no,
know
so
you're
that's
doing
not an option.
something wrong when you're getting offered by Atomics League.
Ah, dude, exactly. I'm just
Get
like I'm just like a rebound fighter. Like get the, yeah.
every now and then.
As
Yeah.
your league is gonna be going to a break or into ending, so you
Ending.
can
Yeah,
stop
one or the other.
posting and move the fuck on from this
Thank God.
shit
It's
ass
been
league.
God,
too
oh
long.
I can't
This
wait for
shit's
this.
going on too
I'm
long.
just gonna get the 40. I'm just gonna leave.
Dude,
You're at
that's gonna be
38
the
right now?
same thing. Like I said, it's probably gonna be
So
my last
far.
fight, like ever. I might still gonna, I probably will still gonna rec room, but like fighting wise, I mean, I
I've
still
been here for
spar
too
and do
long.
that, but
I've been
yeah.
here for too long.
So,
And I've
uh,
come back
uh,
to fight a few fights, maybe a little bit too many times. When I retired, I knew I had a feeling that I was going to come back and I'd retire, but I didn't want to pull the babies and like come out of retirement fucking 13 times and then finally decide to retire. When I
yeah,
retired that day, I wanted to make sure that I had to make a big decision. Either I wanted to fully retire, to just like, because I wanted to retire knowing I'm not going to bitch out and then come back, you know.
yeah.
But I've kept that strong for a while. I mean, it's been six,
You've had two
maybe,
fights the past, what, not eight, 6 months, something around there.
around that time. It was only two
Yeah,
fights,
so,
and they weren't really big fights either. They were just uh,
yeah,
like I fought Aslam on the Team Hitman versus
yeah. That
whatever
was
it
a
What
cool
was.
that
fight,
was a
though.
great
That
time.
fight was, yeah.
That was peak. That was great.
Yeah, and it wasn't even beef either. Just it didn't have to.
It was
Nobody
just like
hated each
straight
other. It was
fun.
just, and everybody. It was like one of the most hyped like rivalries since WBE started because it was
God,
uh
ugh.
six for
I'm
six and
so
it
glad
was best.
Team Arab never really got involved with Prime Time. I'm so happy. That would
Oh
bring down
God,
our
dude.
reputation so much just fighting them. And even if we won. But
But
Cal, question: Does everyone already know about the whole room thing? Right? Does everyone already know about the room?
which room? What do you mean?
The room where everything is.
Oh, no, not yet,
Do
not
they
yet.
know?
I haven't because it's not finished
Not
yet.
yet.
No,
Okay. Okay, then
no.
I won't say anything. I won't say anything.
But so your last main fights were both against um H2O, which is he's like dinosaur T-Rex and like T-Rex
Yeah.
with even longer arms. So um you've obviously had to make some adjustments to how you fight and stuff since then, which is probably a reason why you became a lot better within such a short time span. Um, is there anything you're going to have to change back to fight him, considering he doesn't have the reach or height H2O did?
I'm thinking I'm gonna take a more outbox. I'm gonna take my old like outboxing approach kind of style, more laid back reserve, keep my energy up, and my
Yeah.
opponent at range. I think that's the game plan, and I'm gonna play to the best of my ability.
And what
I feel
about
like
you
Mamba
since
fights. I haven't seen Mamba fight a lot, but I feel like he's like an evolved version of me. Like as he has like it's like me, but like a lot more style to him. Because me, haven't sparred a lot. I'm gonna have to since but
yeah,
I still have a few different stances and styles I'll try every now and then in spars, like a southpaw, but I don't really have any other techniques I really use. So like if he starts to get used to my styles, I don't really have any backups, and I'll just have to try to think of some mid-fight while I'm already in the ring. So that's already an advantage to him. So
yeah. Um, so this is more than likely your last fight, and this is getting closer to your final fight since you want to get to the 40th win. are both of you satisfied with what you've done throughout your career? Because I know most of your stuff came from KO and PBC. I don't think you really fought in FNO or anything, but even your
Yeah.
even just the stuff you did in PBC was good enough to have a full career off of, even though it was like it wasn't too many fights, but it was dominant every time, so it was worth waiting 2, 3 events for it to see you fight. But are both of you satisfied with your upcoming ends?
I'm actually very satisfied for what I've done in my career. I feel like I've done a lot better than I expected to be good when I first started. Like I was started, not gonna lie, I started off, I was already pretty good. Like I was pretty good at it naturally because I started beforehand. But like I never knew I was gonna get like, oh, you're top 2 or you're top 4 or you're top 3. I never thought I was gonna get that far, honestly.
Yeah.
With me, it's a little complicated because, as you said, I haven't fought in very many leagues, as a lot of fighters do. They'll spread out and they'll
Yeah.
go into several leagues and they'll have a lot of fights in those leagues. And when I started fighting, I was in KO. Once I was leveling up in KO. Then after that, I was trying to get into PBC, and I made a fight debut, my first fight debut with DAZN. Of course, that went to shit because fucking Pizza Man didn't want to switch servers. But that
Did
was
you
a
win
while.
that or
Oh,
did
I
you
didn't
win that?
fight him. I didn't get to
Oh,
fight him. Then after that, I fought Todd for the first time, and I beat him. Then I had the best, the best record in BBC. I was 7-0, I believe. Yeah, right before I
7-0,
retired.
yeah.
Yeah, 7-0. I had the best record, but I didn't have the most tower defenses. The belts I've won, the most of the belts I've won from are like from the smaller leagues. Like I fought in a lot of smaller leagues from time to time,
Yeah.
like Deadtron's league, SBL, I think,
SBO, yeah.
and then I fought maybe
Yeah.
once or twice in like leagues like I don't think I fought in Goji League. No, I didn't fight him. I didn't
No.
fight in a lot of
I
leagues, and a
think
lot
you
of leagues
fought
I
in
did fight in were
I think you fought in ABL once because the old server showed like match results and you fought I think some random or
yeah.
something.
I fought. That's where I fought Dayton. That's where I
Oh,
fought him after a little bit after the delay in the discontinue of my fight with him in PPC. That fight continued to ABL where it was a drag fight and I won that one. I believe
yeah.
my career was all right in the fact of me being successful, although I wish I would have branched out into leagues like BBL. I wanted to fight in BBL. I also wanted to fight in FNL. I never really got the chance to. I was on the Team Samurai server in BBL, I believe,
Yeah.
but I just never was able to sign up. I think I tried signing up and I missed it, or like the
It was
thing got filled
complicated.
out really quickly.
It took me 3
Those
months.
servers are really hard to get fights in. You have to be really precisely on time and like directly on time. You cannot miss like more than 2 to 5 minutes or else you're out. So
Yeah. Yeah. So so you both, well, you have fought pretty much everybody there is. You sort of, I'm assuming, because it's hard to tell for you because most of them are in smaller leagues, so it's hard to find the match results for those, like SBL, that try and wouldn't make a server for the life. Um, so are both of you satisfied with like your selection of opponents? And if not, who else would be next after this match if you had to pick?
I've had a few good fights with bigger names. Like I've had 2 to 3 fights with Todd. I fought Shaggy. I fought the babies twice in KO, but
Did you win
that
this?
was in KO. Yeah, I won both of them.
Oh, nice.
Surprisingly, the only 2 times I fight the babies, I win them by KO and in KO.
I'm curious, actually, Cezaro. Did the babies ever like claim that they weren't actual fights? I'm curious.
I believe he did. Yeah, he would get, the babies, he when he would ever lose, he kind of like decline you'd say he'd have some type of excuse to say why he lost, or say
Yeah.
like maybe the fight was pushed in the way of his opponent. When I fought him both times and won, he was getting skeptical in the fact that I was only beating him in KO, but I never fought him in anything else. He claimed that I fought him before in another league, but I've never fought him before in any other league. So
This is giving me
I mean,
major rave
realistically,
flashbacks. It's giving me major
I
rave
mean,
flashbacks.
to be fair, he did own PVC, so he could have easily just booked you guys, like the PVC fight. But yeah, I think for that it's kind of weird because if you decide to fight in KO, you're kind of agreeing to it because Shaggy's weird, and I think that's the best way to put it. And it is a league, so you do have to put it on your record, I guess. But I feel like that's a bad decision to make if you're not gonna accept the loss there. So yeah, I can kind of uh make sense of that. But
yeah, Shaggy's league
so
is like it's kind of
oh
strange
yeah,
because
Something.
it's more of a it's not more of like an event type thing. The
no,
events is like a 1 or 2 person fight. It's like get on and I can schedule a fight in 20 minutes kind of thing.
yeah.
For other leagues, they don't do that. It's like it's an event. It's a
I think
monthly event.
Shaggy's
You know.
just too
I
stupid.
mean,
Yeah, he's kind of
hey,
stupid. I don't.
I think Shaggy running the league by himself. He was kind of he did create a KO server, but by the time he created that, I was already out of
Oh yeah,
KO, and I was
I could say
about
at least he
in
got shit
career.
done. Like, it didn't get pushed back like 4 weeks.
yeah. Oh, shut up.
Looking at someone. Looking at
That's
someone.
not my fault. That's not my fault. That never happened in PBC till they banned me. So I'm
Yeah,
sort of
fair
safe.
enough.
But yeah. So
Just you wait,
does that
motherfucker.
leave you with
Just you
being
wait.
satisfied with the opponents you've had then? Like Shaggy, about to be Mamba, Todd,
I think
all
so.
those
Yeah,
names.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I've uh, probably my fight, biggest fight probably in my life is probably the Shaggy fight because
Yeah.
Shaggy is the first Rec Room Box member that I ever actually really met first. When I met him in a UFC lobby. If I wouldn't have been in that lobby, I wouldn't be here. Shaggy brought me into his KO thing. Yeah, Shaggy brought me into this, and I ended it. And
I
it
need to hear
ended
this.
my career by beating him. And the funny thing is, every time I would spar Shaggy, he'd whoop my ass, dude. Like, like, I'd beat big names like Todd, but I'd spar Shaggy and I'd get my ass whooped. Shaggy was probably one of my
Yeah.
toughest opponents. And as you see, I barely beat him. Well, as you see, if you watch that fight, that was the now I hear his mic.
Your
Okay,
echo.
it's good now.
Oh.
But yeah,
the
that PBC fight was probably one of my hardest because it's one of the fights I actually had to really try in because I like most of my fights I don't really swing in. Well, I've had a few fights where I've actually had to really try, and Shaggy is one of them. McBall was one of the fights I had to really try in. Not that I was losing, but I had a kind of a big beef going on with McBall, and I wanted to end it pretty quickly, which I did round one with in like a minute. So,
I trained McBall for like 3 weeks, and he just like, as soon as I stopped, he threw everything I taught him out the window and became a massive fucking asshole. I don't really like the guy too
that's a
much,
shame.
not gonna lie.
Yeah, he stole my arena, used it for a wrestling event, and then talked shit
Yeah,
about it to me.
he actually stole the, you know the revamped Royals boxing gym that Ross made?
Yeah.
He stole that, removed the branding, and they used it for their Rec Room wrestling tryouts, and I was so pissed off about it. I was livid.
That's what he does. He just steals shit and plasters it,
I have a
all of it.
genuine
Rick.
fucking hate for that guy.
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
there's not many people here I actually hate, other than probably him and Carlos are like the people I wouldn't mind seeing on the news, like with their head shot off or something. Like those two are probably the
That's a good
people
way to put
I
it.
really,
Yeah, FBI
really
won't
wouldn't
chase you for
mind
this
seeing
one.
dead.
FBI won't chase you
Well,
for this one.
more Dustin than Carlos, because Carlos he's like 12, so maybe
He's
he'll
just
change.
he's childish. He ain't really that much of
Yeah,
a threat.
but Dustin, I feel like he
He
should
knows what he's
be
doing. That's what I
executed.
don't fucking like about him.
Yeah, But yeah. So before I get like arrested for this, um, so what about you? So are you satisfied with the matches you've had against and the
I,
selection of people?
I'm very satisfied. The only thing I don't like about it is that most of the people I'm coming up to fight, I've already fought before.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Because I fought everybody. Everyone, I know everybody. I fought everybody. So it just feels like, oh, this ain't new. Fuck.
Yeah. I think that's a similar issue with like H2O because
Yeah,
he's been
I'm
here
running
for
into the
so
same
long
problem. He's
and
been here for so long. He's fought everybody.
he fought the first era and then the next era and then he kind of just had
I,
to
s- he even though he was a
go
little
back
bit
and
tipsy, I still don't understand how I knocked him out by so much.
yeah, that was a cool
I think that was
uh,
honestly my
night
best
event.
performance that I ever did.
I think your
'Cause like
fight against him.
I was never so on point in any other match besides
I
maybe
think the
like Zap.
WBE 26 match against him in the 12 rounds was your best performance because you were winning like still like unless you got KO'd, but still like if that one would have been 12 rounds and there wasn't health regen, you more than likely would have
Oh
won
no, I would
because
have if it was like 3 or 5
yeah,
rounds, I would have won.
yeah, without the health regen and everything, yeah,
But honestly, I think H2O would have taken it a lot like faster. He would have done it a lot faster if it was 5,
yeah,
or especially
yeah,
if it was 3. I
yeah,
don't think
that's
he
true.
wants flashbacks from Wheat in BBL.
Yeah, but anyways, so you you said with Shaggy, you met him in the UFC lobby, like UFC 4 or like
It's a UFC map in Rec Room. It's like
oh okay. Uh,
it's just
Oh God.
UFC
that would
League.
have been
It's the it's just the UFC ring with boxing gloves.
Do
that
you
would have been
remember
the
the fuck?
most
It's
Do you remember
Shaggy.
Do you remember Bryce, like the maker for the UFC F&O arena? I
I don't think
swear to
so.
God, I saw that guy
Dice?
one time. No, not Dice. His name was Bryce, and he made
No.
the UFC system, and it was really good. I'm amazed on how he did it, but he was good. I like the guy too much, and I never really saw him after one time. That was the only thing I didn't like about coming in late. There was a lot of people I did want to meet but never got to. Oh, Cal, you want to know something interesting about this? You
What?
know how Shaggy was talking about the Blue Panther guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He fucking exists.
Wait, that wasn't like just something he
There
was.
was no lie. I talked to him.
Wait,
That was
I
not
have
no,
wanted
he's
to
not
talk
lying.
to I've
I
wanted to
talked to
talk to
the
that
guy.
dude for so long.
I talked to the guy.
Every time I'm around Shaggy, it's the same damn story.
It's
It's
always the same shit. I didn't think he was real. I thought he was fake. Like I thought he just didn't exist. No, that guy exists. He's like 6'1".
revamp that story real quick, like what he said exactly, because I don't. It's not like fully there, but I remember him speaking about it, and I was thinking he was just.
Okay, basically the way Shaggy puts it is that he was fighting for a long time, like around like 2018, 2019, and there were a bunch of sparse leagues, kind of like KO in a way. It was like a bunch of sparse leagues that weren't real popular, and a bunch of like smaller figures, and everyone was respectful, and it wasn't. But it isn't like it is now. Honestly, I prefer that way over what it is now, where
Yeah.
everyone was respectful and it was all fun. And basically, Blue Panther was the most dominant. He was like the H2O of that time. And he was on a 69-0 win streak with an almost 100% KO rating. And I thought the guy was fake because it sounded like he was fake. You
Yeah.
know, he was
It's
describing it
about
like he was some sort
Shaggy,
of god.
like lie.
But no, he exists. I talked to the guy. Like
Wait,
that's
so
not even a joke.
you're telling
I
me
talked to the guy.
Shaggy was doing this when he was like 8 and 7 years old, back in
N-
2018?
He was like 11. That's like 11 or 12 range. That's like
Shaggy
atomic range right
tells
there.
Shaggy tells stories about him like he's goddamn Mike Tyson. Like he
Yeah,
every
no,
time he mentions him, it's
they tell ghost stories about him. You speak of his name and he appears.
goddamn campfire stories, dude. Like
Yeah.
every time.
God, if I ever become a fucking Rec Room campfire story, I'm gonna kill myself.
Dude, for real, I'll come back and like be shitty so they'll just stop talking about me. Literally.
just I'm just gonna
Keep my
appear and just
name
go,
on your ass now.
woo.
If I come back here in 5 years and Atomic's running a league and there's stories about us three, like in a channel or something, and that there's just like there's titles and there's like our faces on the side plates and stuff.
Oh my
I
Fucking
god.
oh
Cezaro
my god.
about. Yeah.
I mean,
Cowbell.
okay, if that actually happens and if this shit's still going after 5 years, I'm gonna have major respect for Atomic. Like, dude, that's like the only time I'd respect him. Because I
I
don't
feel
know
like
how
it'd
the
be
fuck you
Shaggy
keep
and
it running
Atomic.
that long.
I feel like that'd be Shaggy and Atomic's thing. Like,
Yeah. That's if they
if
carry it on.
they, yeah. But the
I
reason I was
think,
Atomic
mentioning
has
the
a.
uh,
Atomic has he. Atomic will not leave, dude. He will. He's not gonna leave for
he will never
for like,
leave.
like a good time.
I don't doubt that
Unless we
fucker will ever
all
leave.
unless we all leave and like he's stuck with new gens. That's the only way. He still texts me all the time, uh, asking me if I'm gonna come back. It's the same question every day. If I ever talk to him, it's when are you gonna come back? Are you gonna come back? You know, shit like that. But like, where? Where am I gonna fight? I mean,
yeah,
I
I can fight
mean,
WB, but
those
it's
new
in me.
gens, they're starting to get a little bit good. They're not doing bad. They're starting to get good.
yeah, they're getting
Like if
decent.
that's the next generation, then honestly, I think it could probably carry on as long as they manage it
It's
right.
I
I
think
think it could
no, I
carry
think
on.
it's not.
It's
I don't think
possible.
it's really the new gens that's keeping it from continuing. I think it's just that there's nobody like that's has the right mindset. I think Prod he has a chance, but he's also I think he's
Yeah.
old enough to like go to college now. So I
The
don't know.
old the
I
thing
think
with
it's
the thing when everybody was like real relaxed and it was fun was that when you lost, you lost and you were like, okay, and you just kept on fighting. It isn't like that now. People take it too seriously, and it was one time and they instantly retire. That's the problem. And
yeah.
I think we need to get a lot more new gens who think, hey, this is a loss. This is a learning experience. Let me get better from this.
Yeah, it's not like I'm against hosting. I think it's just I'm just losing interest. Like there's just I think back then because it was like top names going against each other, like watching Cezaro fight and hosting like events with like Todd and Angel, like
And having
for
people
example.
actually come, yeah, that was
Yeah, and like having
phenomenal. When
hypes
people
around
showed
it.
up,
If if
that
it
was a
went back to
fucking
that and
wonder.
if it went back to that and it and it and it wasn't just me like owning like the number one league because like back then it was the Babies and Pizza Man PBC, Leo and I guess you for like FNL, Bandicoot because he was just built different to own BBL by himself. Like if
Yeah,
it went back to that and there were
Bandicoot's something
other
else. He's running wrestling now, but
yeah
he was different. Like he was
if
good.
there were if it went back to that and those old fighters came back and there were other leagues that like I could respect and co-host alongside, I'd continue it. But it's just it's only WBE now, like an ABL.
I think if me, Dice, Leo, and you were able to run league, I think we would have a good
Yeah,
chance. Like that's
but
if we had
yeah,
time. That's like if we
yeah.
had time and
It
we
was
ran it
different
for
because
a good while. I think
everyone
we could
was like,
revitalize it, but I don't think we want to do that again.
yeah, it's different because everyone was like 14 and 15. So
Yeah,
like,
not only that, I
like
think most of the reason why people are quitting is because old gens like me, you, H2O, all of them, Cezaro, all of them are saying, oh, this shit's gotta end. It's been going on too long,
yeah,
and it's about time it ended. I think a lot of people are getting influenced by that, and I think it's actually becoming a bit of an issue.
I
I
think
think
it's
we
been
need
an
to
issue
stop.
since
We need to stop. We need to stop. I think as a community as a whole, we need to stop complaining about, hey, this should end. It's been going on too long. To like, hey, I enjoyed my time. Look at all the memories I created. I fucking had a great time, but I'm just gonna leave. I think if we all started doing that
yeah.
instead of like, this shit needs to die, and it's been going too
Wish the worst
long.
upon it.
He tried to burn
Yeah,
this shit,
like
dude.
if we just
Burn
have like
it.
a cynical view on it, and it's bound not to go good.
Yeah, yeah. That was the uh um thing for me because it was around you were champion, like there were like top people in each category for like league running the babies, champion Cesaro, fighter H2O. Like there were like best for certain things and so like people wanted to get to those top areas,
People were
and
hyped.
then
People were hyped because it was like
yeah
select few. People were hyped to get into
yes
fights.
and then like the rankings too like they were going like just divisions overall it was going crazy because like Mamba was getting good. I had came in Youngin was making upsets, Ray was becoming absolute garbage. Todd, Todd was
Yeah, he
finally
still
getting
is.
into his era, and so like
Yeah, yeah. Rave is
everyone was
still. I
just.
would love to talk on that in a second. Just finish that, and
Oh yeah.
I would love to talk on it.
So since you have history of Rave, I guess we all do. Have you and Rave had any beef or like any anything go on?
No, really, I don't try. I don't beef with a lot of people. If I could list the only two people I've ever had beef with in this
Dustin
community,
and
it would
Carlos.
be Carlos and Dustin. Dustin,
Yeah.
he tries to start beef. The only people I'll ever beef with is people that just beef with me for no fucking reason. If they have reason for it, then sure, okay, I get it. I'll move on. I'm not gonna continue it. But Dustin talks shit on purpose. There's no intention. Do shit like steal my arena, rebrand it, claim it as his
Yeah.
own, and then when I confront him about it, he calls it shit and says like, no, talk shit about my stuff, but you're the one who stole it in the first place. So I don't even know
Yeah.
why you
Did
had.
you? Yeah. Bring this to Rave.
He's
Oh, let's bring this back. Let's bring this around to Rave. Yeah,
yeah.
I sent the photos to you, Cal, didn't I? I sent the photos to you
Yeah.
of
You sent me that.
Rave's new belts that were oddly
Oh,
similar
those were
to the
uh
PVC belts and
it
the
was the
BMF
HVC ones.
belts, and
HVC
specifically.
too. Yeah, so if you have you ever been to Carlos's dorm?
I've never been to Carlos's dorm.
Okay, lucky you. But anyways, so in his dorm, he has a collection of belts he's stolen. There's HVC belts. There's the PVC belt. He doesn't have the new one though. The babies took good care of keeping that one
Yeah.
away from people. And then there's um KO belts and everything. So and FNL. So he has titles from everywhere. um, Carlos was the co-owner of ABL at the time, and uh, wanted he wanted to have because he was the champion there, so he wanted the belts he liked. So so he since he had the power to, he made the belts old HVC and old PVC belts, and so that was the story on that. They're not like that anymore though. Rave took care of that, but um
Yeah,
The one
about
good
the
thing he did.
HBC belt. I had a belt. It was like the USA belt. It was probably one of
that
the
was the one.
it was probably one of my best belts I've had, and I remember going to like the prime time gym and finding it there and like, what the fuck is this doing here? Like, why do you
Yeah.
have my belt? Yeah, he
Yeah, how do you
took
think I
that
felt when
one
I walked
and
into the tryout and it was like, what the fuck? Why the fuck you steal my gym? No, it was,
But
the thing is, the gym was so well built. Like, it was immaculate. Like, that shit was, like, honestly, if I was coming from an outside source, I think most would spend anywhere from 50 odd grand to like 75,000 tokens on that room alone, if not more. Because all the shit it had, everything worked. The gloves were could have been better. I'm not gonna lie, but everything worked.
yeah, but so what time is it? Hang on. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. Crisis. How long has this been going on? Yeah, type it today. 33.
33 minutes.
Okay, so
That ain't
that's a
bad.
decent time. But so about two more questions. So I'll start with Cezaro. Um, has so going like through like your whole career since PSVR, like since all the way back when you started, would there be anything you would change that you think would have made your career like even better? Like that would like make people like put you like top five all time, like like up there, up there.
I don't know. I I think I did the best I could. I kind of luck when I got onto Oculus because when I was on PSVR, I was shitty because you really can't do good on PSVR
Mm-mm.
except if you're fucking Shaggy, then
Yeah,
it's different.
yeah,
You have to have a really, really, really good style to be able to beat people like uh, top people like Mamba or me or you. I mean, Shaggy was
mm,
probably the is the only PSVR fighter that is actually good. If you could put like,
Christ is just sitting
you
there
get
weeping his eyes out.
the PSVR fighters I can name off would be Old Me, Shaggy, Someone. I think that's what I can name for now. But I was gonna
Yeah.
retire when I was PS4 like a long time ago. I was I think I was gonna fight Dayton. I had another chance to fight Dayton, but then I already said I was gonna retire. I went to retirement, and then my PS4 stopped working. And yes, someone, yeah.
I
My
think a lot of people
PS4
forgot
stopped
about his
working.
ass.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
now
my
you're
name's
short.
Jordan. And I was gonna retire. Then my PS4 stopped working, meaning I'd have to get a new VR. And I got an Oculus, and I was like, hell yeah, because everybody that I know fights an Oculus. So I get an
Mm.
Oculus and I start fighting, and I get used to it, and I get way better. And then it just went on. I think I don't think I can't name anything that I could have done that would have made my name higher, except for fight and more leagues like BBL and FNL.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest regrets is not fighting in BBL and FNL. I think
You in the like open weight
mostly
division for
mostly
BBL
BBL.
would have been sick.
What
You in like the
if I
open
would have
weight
fought?
or
Yeah,
junior open weight division would have been sick, I think.
I was. Yeah, I got accepted into it. I just never got
You
around
actually
to
fought in
doing
the
it.
open weight division in BBL because I know there was like a lot of junior open weights, but I didn't know how many open
The
weights there
open
were.
weight was just
Because there
so
was,
weird because there'd be so many because you'd have junior open weights in the open weight division mixed up every now and then because the open weight was usually like H2O, Samurai, Lex, Zane, Pizza Man. It just kept going back and
it
forth.
was,
And like I think the babies fought Wheat there like like twice. So
yeah.
yeah, it was a smaller division because it was filled with top fighters, and then there was obviously way more middle tier and low tier fighters in the
And then
junior
a
open weight
junior
division.
open weight.
Yeah, but well, what about you? What if you changed if you had to?
If if I went back in time to change anything, honestly, I think I wouldn't be I don't think I would never be a manager of FNL because I never wanted to kill myself more.
Yeah,
Like the amount of bullshit I had to go through as an FNL co-owner was disgusting. Like the treasonous shit I had to see on a daily basis and manage nonetheless was a pain. Like if someone
yeah,
had a problem, it was just me. Like I had to deal with Carlos's
yeah,
bullshit. I had to reassemble a whole league twice because he nuked the damn shit.
I don't
And
know
like
about that.
all
I don't
all
want
this
to.
arbitrary bullshit. People giving me garbage just because I banned them because they said the N-word a couple of times. And they didn't like the fact that I punished them for it. Because when I managed FNL, I was a no there was a no bullshit policy. If you did something wrong, you get muted. If you do it again, suspended. If you do it again for the third time, banned instantly. I didn't care. If you do the wrong, you get the ban hammer.
Punisher over here. Did you um oh wait, no, I was gonna say you muted me once for because I was defending the league because Carrito joined, and he said this thing rose from its coffin or something, but it's still dead, and
It
and
was
I and I said kill yourself.
In my defense here, this is very one-sided. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very one-sided. But it was not because like you were saying anything wrong. It's because y'all were continuing the argument. I muted both of you.
Oh, did it go long?
I You go it went for a while.
I swore I just said kill yourself, and
You
then you
didn't
said
you
no.
don't realize how
You said what the hell did you just say? And then you
yeah
I was like, oh
yeah
crap, and then
yeah we
you
were
muted
oh
me.
yeah I remember that we were in the rec rally in a private rec rally and you told someone to kill themselves. I was like, what did you say?
Yeah, Yeah, that
It was
that's
mostly
what happened.
a joke, but like you can't be like I didn't accept kill you like people who said that it was against the rules and I took that very seriously.
That's fair.
'Cause I think everyone's been there at least once in their life, unless you had to live a
Yeah.
very pampered life. And if you did, best wishes on you. You don't want to go through that. It's the worst.
Yeah.
It is the
So
worst.
um, so final predictions for your guys' fight for the WBO title. Uh, WBE 31. What's your guys' predictions? Round, knockout, decision? What?
I want to say round 6. Okay.
Round 6?
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with him here. I'm gonna say round 6 or 7 knockout.
All right. So only thing you guys disagree on is who's getting knocked out. So January 28th, WBO title co-main event. It'll be live streamed, probably by him, I'm assuming. And yeah, I guess we'll see who finally wins this match that should have happened way
Once and
long
for
ago.
all.
Yeah.
Once and for all.
But
Kill me, dude.
anyways.
Kill me in my
I
fucking
got
career.
you. I got you. This is gonna be the perfect ending.
Put me now peaceful. Give me a blanket. Give me a pillow. Give me some
No,
synergies.
I was so pissed off that I fought Raven BBL as Cupcake because I really hated the guy at the time. Still kind of do. Actually, no, I still do. Correction, still do. And I named myself, my was Cupcake for Rave. I still have the account, by the way. I'll sign in later. And it was named Cupcake with a heart behind it. And I named the model. I actually spent tokens on this. I labeled it exactly after Tory Bash. So like down to the clothing.
I don't know if you know the story. Do you? Do you know that whole
Do you know
thing
the
that went on?
story?
No, I'll tell you
Oh,
about. I'll tell you about
do
that
I
later.
have a story to tell you after this?
Oh, yeah.
I have a story to tell you.
We're gonna be here for another 20 minutes, dude. Good.
Oh no, yeah, this is gonna come to an just yeah, this is gonna come
Alright,
to
so
an don't worry.
before that story starts, tune in January 28th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, unless I get changed, but either way, it'll be afternoon, on a Saturday. Co-main event, Cezaro versus Mamba. Be there, and that's been the face-to-face.
Yeah. I swear to God, all you fuckers in the audience better listen to me. Fucking show up. Better fucking show up. I'm not having a last event again. I fucking hate you all after that. Better fucking come.
That's how I felt when
We got
I
we
was
got
running
2
HBC,
fights
dude.
done. We got 2.
I'm not
That's
even
how I
posting
felt when I
match
was
results for
running
that.
HBC. Dude, I'd do like a full match card, like a full 10 to 12 fight match card in like I'd have like 2 to 3 fights. Like 10, like less
I
than
was
10 people would show up. Literally every
I
time.
was livid. I was fucking livid. Yeah, I think you just cut that and edit that.
Yeah,
We good? We off?
Let's see if I can click it.
We off? Okay. Well, don't I have a story to tell you?